What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and today we're gonna be talking about live action anime adaptations. I know. Everybody hates live action adaptations unless it's Ruroni Kenshin, the live action. No, but seriously, that Ruroni Kenshin movie was actually really good. I mean, it was really well done. And I think one of the reasons why it worked better than a lot of other live action movies is because it was grounded in reality. And also because I think it was made in Japan, and I think Japan is just, generally good at making, samurai flicks. But also the acting was really good. The characters looked the part, and it was overall a well done project. Now, before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell for future notifications. I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, Japanese culture. If you're into any of that stuff, then make sure to subscribe. Now, on with the show. Okay, so how can a live-action anime be successful, right? Because there are very few. There are very, very few that are successful. Like I said, Rurouni Kenshin was really good. The Ghost in the Shell live-action movie was actually really good. Now, I don't care what anybody says. That one was really good. I actually like that one. Despite of the fact that they kind of like race swap, the main character. Instead of getting, a Japanese actor, they got Scarlett Johansson, which Scarlett Johansson does look good, but I mean, come on, stay true to the actual source material, right? One of the main problems with live action adaptations, why it fails, is because they try to take an anime with hundreds of episodes, thousands of episodes. I mean, One Piece, I think One Piece is over like 1,000 episodes already. And then Naruto, something like Naruto is over like, I think 100, probably 500 episodes. Naruto has a lot of freaking episodes. I mean, it's a really long series. It's got 72 volumes, and then we're on to Boruto now, right? It's been stretching out pretty long, right? And now we have the Sasuke manga, of course, the Sasuke manga, Sasuke Ratsuden, or as some people are calling it, Sasuke Imoden. All right. Let me stop. But anyways, so One of the things that I've noticed is like if the anime is kind of like a fantasy anime, it's gonna be hard to adapt into a live action. If it's a sci-fi anime, it's going to be hard to adapt into a live action. Now hold on. I know what you're thinking. Just hold on a second. Let me finish. I'll explain, because some of you are gonna be like, well, there's fantasy and sci-fi movies made, and they're being done right. Yes, I know, but one of the main problems with, let's say, something like Lord of the Rings that's made in America, and other fantasy movies like Harry Potter that were made in America, in Europe, the main problem is the budget. Okay, well, actually, excuse me, I wouldn't say the budget is a problem. The reason why American fantasy and sci-fi movies are successful is because they have a good budget, a high budget to produce the film. So, and if you look at the Attack on Titan live action movie that was made in Japan, I think that one would have been done, really well if it had a bigger budget. So here are two solutions to making a good live action adaptation, right? Because I believe, okay, unlike a lot of people, I actually believe that it can be done right. It can be done. So here's the two recipes. Recipe number one, like I said, is the budget. One of the reasons why America, from Marvel to DC movies to, every kind of movie that Americans make, one of the main reasons why movies are so successful is because they have a high budget. For example, the Avengers, the Avengers Endgame, the Avengers, Infinity War, that movie got like $160 million, right? Each Marvel movie has a high, over $100 million in budget. Over $100 million in budget, right? And if we take a look at something like the Rurouni Kenshin live-action movie made in Japan, it only has a budget of about $10 million. So $10 million is the type of budget that they will use on an anime live-action adaptation, right? No, excuse me, not live-action. An anime movie like the Demon Slayer Mugen Train, right? So $10 million in America, that's more for like a romance comedy movie, right? Something like that, or like it will be considered a low budget movie. So budget is number one. Let's get the budget fixed. So if these Japanese directors can get Hollywood to invest into them, and let's say for the upcoming My Hero Academia live action movie, which actually Netflix just announced. Netflix is apparently making a My Hero live action academia. And also, Your Name is getting a live action adaptation, American version. Yes, it's actually happening. So if we can fund those projects, right, $100 million each, right, then you can actually make a really good live action movie. So budget is number one. And then the second recipe is turning it into a series instead of a movie. Now, listen to me here. Okay. Let's take... I heard that Lionsgate was supposed to turn Naruto into a live-action project, right? So, how are you going to take an anime with hundreds of episodes, right? From the regular Naruto, the original Naruto, all the way to Shippuden. How are you going to turn it, right? How are you going to turn it into a 2-hour movie? That's really hard, man. That's crazy hard. It's like it just wouldn't work. You don't have enough time to tell the story. And as a result, people get pissed off and they just say, oh man, that was whack. That was horrible. Right? But let's say, for example, and I have to get the live action Cowboy Bebop some credit here. Although it was crappy and it got some really bad rating, the one thing that the live action Cowboy Bebop did was, instead of turning it into a movie, they turned it into a series. So if we turn, let's say, the Attack on Titan live action project into a series instead of a movie, it would have done so much better. You would have been able to cover more of the story. You would have taken the first episode, like a 45-minute, 50-minute first episode, to explain everything from the beginning of Eren Yeager's life when he was a kid, and then at the end of the first episode, you will fast forward to when he's like 5 years later, much older in his teenage years, and ready to kill some Titans, right? So with a series, you'll be able to cover so much more of the anime than you would with a live action movie, right? And again, this is why I give Cowboy Bebop live action some credit. Although they did change a whole bunch of things that pissed people off, and it got really bad ratings. The live action Cowboy Bebop was not very good in story wise and in casting wise, but it was very good in cinematography, and it was very good, in some decision making, such as being turned into a series, right? So you gotta give Netflix some credit for that. They did some things right. They actually did some things right. So again, two recipes. Budget and series. Keep that in mind. So, My Hero Academia coming to Netflix. I'm really hoping that it's a series instead of a live action movie, right? And I think that was one of the problems with the Full Metal Alchemist live action movie. It just doesn't look good. It looks like it was made in the 1990s. So next time somebody says that Hollywood can never make a good live action adaptation, then show them this video and take them to Andy Matrix TV. That's gonna be it for now, guys. Make sure to comment below, make sure to like this video, and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. It's your boy, Andy Matrix. Thank you for watching and listening, and Godspeed.